Okay, let's get started.
Just raise your glasses high. This one's for
Turtle time.
Holy shit, Amy, there's a lot of news.
So much. I can't even keep up with how much.
No, it's a lot. There's so much news. Remember those days when you and I are scrounging for shit and we're like, what did Erica Jane say? And we don't know what the hell to even talk about. And now it's like, oh my God, there was a fucking flood from that upfronts thing. And then all this other kind of shit that we're going to have to talk about. Like, I really can't believe it.
I can't believe.
It's bringing me back to Ken's old wise words. I can't believe there's so much news. You could imagine him saying, holy shit, what would Ken think about this news? Do you ever take a second to think what Ken Todd would ever think about the upfronts and then this West and Amanda stuff?
He would dawdle down the hall. He'd go, enough. Goodbye, Kyle.
Yeah, he'd say goodbye. He'd say, hello, Kyle. Goodbye, Amanda. You know what I mean? He would have the best takes on this stuff. He'd be like, let me say it again. Hello, Kyle.
I can't believe that Kyle is baby girl.
Yeah. Oh, he would have the best stuff. Oh, if Kyle Cook got invited to Villa Rosa, he'd be like, I'm used to saying, goodbye, Kyle. But the opposite should be said to you. Anyway, that's probably Ken Todd's take on this whole thing. I would love to. It'd be fun for you and I to ever keep Ken abreast.
Yeah.
Of news. Sorry to talk about hotline. Ken, if we had a correspondent and it was Ken Todd and he was willing to do it, it's called Ken keep Ken abreast of news.
Keep Ken abreast.
Keep Ken abreast. It's like, did you hear about Wes and Amanda? And he goes, I've said it before. I can't believe.
My phone was showing me, it shows you memories sometimes. And it reminded me that I had a little brief chat with Ken at TomTom, and he put his hand on my shoulder. And I remember I kept being like, how are the dogs? How are the pets? And he was like, they're good. And I was like, I kept asking about the pets to the point that he was like, they're good, I said.
They're good. Oh my God. He kept you abreast. You've already been in this circumstances in which you were asking information of Ken. So you've got this thing hook, line, and sinker.
He was so happy that day.
Was
Pride.
that at our... Oh, okay. That was Pride. Okay, I was thinking of... I just was like, we don't think about all of our wins enough. Like you talking to Ken. Remember when Lisa Vanderpump gave us her fries at Scandival? She goes, do you want these, darling? And I was like, your fries? And it was just like, this all now is just a part of our... Like, it's in my spirit forever, but sometimes it's so many remarkable things that have happened that I don't even remember. Like when not to segue immediately, but when the Fessler, what are they calling it now? Fessler fuck fest. I didn't even Festula, like it's got, now this has Amanda in it too. Westler. Well, okay. Well, we don't need to workshop the new scandal name yet. I'm not ready to workshop a scandal name. But the fact that you and I mean, like, huh? Like, how is that possible? You and I, in the one event we went to with our friends for a watch party, just happened to be the inciting incident for quite possibly West and Fessler going and getting a hotel and making love.
Fest goes west.
Fest goes west. People hated West. Amanda goes west, and now Fest goes west is perfect. Can I get a fucking break? What?
No,
Fest?
like we actually are touched,
No,
maybe anointed, where every time there's a scandal, we can pull up our location and be like, we were there. Sorry. I'm done fucking not bragging about shit. I normally would be humble. I'm like, no, every event we go to is either cursed or anointed by God. Like, yeah.
Bravo watch party, that random fucking watch party. It's the inciting incident in this event. The Sailgate party. West hadn't told Kyle that he's dating Amanda, and it was synced exactly with when he says they started dating. Like all this fucking shit. Scandal. Yeah. Is it that at every Bravo event something happens because there's just so much drama in this universe that you could almost touch a piece of it anytime you set your little legs in motion? Or are we Forrest Gump-esque
Well,
figures?
yes.
Turtle Time listeners, you have to give us credit. If you're rolling your eyes like, oh, these fucking two pieces of shit think that they're everywhere. I listen to other podcasts. High and mighty asses. They think they're everywhere. We listen to such better podcasts than them, and they do so much cooler shit. Well, at least give us credit for like 4 of these. Scandival.
Built on Scandival. Like,
Built
that
on-
one is the most crazy because
Yeah.
that was the most trivial event imaginable. Like, I can't believe we even went to that.
Yeah.
And secondly, we don't really go to a lot of stuff. Like, certain creators go to every single thing. Like, that's their livelihood. And we go to
Yeah.
like a few a year because we're lazy and don't want to. Or
Yeah,
I'll speak
like-
for myself.
No, totally. No, like Zachary Reality's ass. He's going to fucking everything. Oh my God. And then I bet he's been a part of so many scandals, but still, like, I think our ratio is pretty good for what we actually go to. I'm putting Scandival number 1, never topped. Sailgate number 2. And now Watch Party is number 3. I mean, like,
Yeah.
what are our other? I mean, we have a lot, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Watch Party just rose up the ranks. We have photos. There's proof of it.
So that was the first night we ever met West. It was that watch party in West LA. We schlepped all the way over there. And then, so we have a photo. It's like you, West, me, Lisa Milan from Dubai Housewives, and then Jenn Fessler from New Jersey. We were sort of like, we showed up wearing our West t-shirts. Like, that was our mission to like get him to sign one because they were our new item. And we were early on the West being a new star train. And so we were kind of like, to the other 2 ladies who were like, anyways, this is our priority here. So I didn't even like talk to Jenn Fessler or anything. But of course, all that stuff came out after that. They were having a rip-roaring good time later that night.
Of course. I remember this like it was yesterday. I will remember the bounty of Tresemme products that we all received. Do you remember? Hair blowers, hair dryers, a big
I
bottle
wish
of
it
shampoo.
wasn't stuff like that. It was just like shitty texture spray that I never use.
I never told you this because I got the fucking cat's meow of all these bags. I got a full blown hair dryer and hair. I'm sorry, and I hope it's not gonna upset you.
You're holding out on me.
I got this fucking steel Tresemme blower, and I've been coveting it.
Steel.
So I'm sorry. And I knew when you got your hair curlers or whatever, I was like, sorry. I was like, I got the same shades of, and you remember I ran out of there like a bat out of hell. but regardless, we were in the tank for West. He saw your shirt and he goes, my goodness, my face on a shirt. He goes, he goes, I love this. And he wanted to talk our ears off for the rest of the night. And I'm not bragging like I love to brag all the time. He goes, I can't wait to get back to you, but I got to deal with a lot of people first. So he was being, sweet. And obviously we didn't know how horny he could have possibly been in that moment. I didn't think he was horny at all.
He was giving horny, but he had like a gaggle of young women around him. Like our friends kept being like, go talk to him more. Like, why aren't you talking to him more? And we were like, we don't want to bother him. Like, I don't want to cock block him. He had like a bunch of like hot 20-somethings surrounding him. That's who he was flirting with in my memory.
Me too. Oh yeah. Oh my God. It was like the Beatles going to Shea Stadium for a second and Ringo goes out into the crowd or whatever. Or not that he's Ringo.
Ringo
George
goes
Harrison.
west.
Ringo goes west. It was like George Harrison got loose in a crowd or something. There was the amount of sexual chemistry that you'd think from people who were very excited to see West or any Bravo celebrities. Regardless, none of this matters. That was the incident that led to our wonderful interview with West. What is that now? 3 years ago, we were supposed to do an annual interview each year.
Yeah,
that
2
was
years.
Oh my God! If you've been listening to Turtle Time, and you didn't know we had a West Wilson interview back in our catalog. Go check it out.
Yeah.
It was two
He
and a half years ago.
basically he was like, guys, do you want to interview me? And we were like, we're scared. Maybe not.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll make myself available if you want me to. And we were like, okay, fine. Fuck, shit.
Yes. Well, yes, sort of, yes. I mean, we were so scared. I mean, oh my God, I was like, we can't do this. I would go, Turtle Time is fucking shit. Like, we could never do this. He was like, people are saying I should go on your pod.
Yeah.
And I started to brag again. We played it cool. We were like, yeah. Turtle Time headquarters.
We might be able to fit you in.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, we got another interview bubbling up. But yeah, sure, come down to Turtle Time Studios. So we played it cool. Meanwhile, we were fucking dying. I mean, everyone knows. Like
we had to do shots.
It almost killed us. But anyway, all this to say, I gotta say now because we're kind of setting this up a lot. So then. 4 days ago, Fessler said, she goes, West is a golden retriever. Look, he's sweet and nice. I only have good things to say about him. And Sierra, I believe, you correct me if I'm wrong, said she's saying this because she had sex with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of forgot about Jenn Fessler a little bit. You know how we always talk about how we haven't recapped Jersey for a long time? And I kind of treated Fessler like a little bit of a novelty in my head, like sort of a side character, like sort of like Danny Provenzano almost, where I almost like immediately relegated her because she's not going to be on New Jersey again as sort of this like fringe figure that kind of is just like the Mad Libs of Bravo, you know? Like, it's like the perfect
could not be more
scandal.
random.
It just, we already saw this with Kyle, you know? We already saw this with Kyle, which we don't even remember. Kyle made out with who? Yeah, I remember. But I'm just saying, it's like, it just seemed like an oddity. And I didn't even really do a lot of research because I just thought, like, okay, I could imagine a world where West and Jenn Fessler like had sex maybe after that watch party. But to be honest, this is how shitty I am at research and remembering stuff. I didn't even remember that Fessler was married for 27 years. So then when I started thinking about it, and then finally I was like, okay, well, this is a big deal. Like it's bigger than just Kyle making out with Megan King. This is a big deal. It's
Kyle
if we're gonna be
and Megan King, Luann and Joe.
Yeah.
Yes. Jesse and Erica Jane. Those are the Infinity Stones.
You're right. There is much more of a precedent for this. This is actually that's why I could even like not fully give my full attention to something like this, because we've kind of had experiences like this in the past where these Bravo celebrities have sex. Regardless, though, I listened to Jenn Fessler on 2 T's in a Pod. Once I realized that she was married for 27 years, I started to think about this a little more, and I have come to the my thoughts are that Fessler and West did not have sex after that watch party or any time in the last 3 years. It just it just seems to me a little unbelievable. But you know, I'm wrong all the time. But that's just my
did not go West. I was happy to oblige the conspiracy for, you know, I saw like 5 different points where I was like, hey, maybe so. I mean, there's the Below Deck pod where from a year ago, someone's saying, I know West fucked a East Coast housewife, and it's implied that it's New Jersey. So that's a big ringing bell. I did take into account the pizza video where they're really drunk feeding each other pizza, but one solid piece of evidence from 2 T's in a Pod is that she said, my husband shot that video. And so I was a little bit, that was my biggest strike down, because I was like, if they ever did have sex, I would have thought it was that night when they were really drunk and her husband was there. So I'm like, if that's stricken, then we're getting into like sneaking around territory, which I'm like, is that really what's going on? But ultimately for me, it's crazy to me that this is gaining so much traction because, I have no personal real thoughts about Jenn Fessler. Like you said, so random that I like don't really care. I'm like, even if she is married, I don't really care. Like, that's not my problem. I don't think it's that interesting. So I don't get like, it doesn't really add anything to the overall case against West. I mean, it's just like, I'm like, okay, like, he fucks a lot of women all the time. Like, whatever. Like, I don't really care. It's not that interesting to me, I guess. It was initially shocking because you're like, what? Like you were saying, Mad Libs.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't really need to like ride at dawn for justice for like Jenn Fessler's husband or for like, I'm just like, oh, I don't really care.
Wow. Okay. I'm very I didn't know that was your take on this. So that's very interesting to me. Yeah, I kind of had the same initial reaction before I even remembered that Fessler was married, which again is a huge omission for me. I was kind of like, well, I assume West has had sex with 1,000 people. Like, you know what I mean? Like when we hear the list of people he's had sex with, I'm not going to be surprised at all. I'm pretty sure while he was single, he had sex with anybody you can imagine in your mind. Like I'm just saying that that's the truth in my mind. But then when I listened, I guess, this is one point I want to make. You've talked to me about this, and there is a level of fun that comes out of scandals where I do understand why people let this go, because they're just like, can't we just like revel in these fun, surreal, interesting, compelling, Bravo drama tidbits that come out? And I don't want my place to always be tamping down people having that fun experience for Bravo. If it adds to the experience for them, I totally understand. But I just want to say that if you do think that Jenn Fessler and West had sex and she cheated on her husband of 27 years with West multiple times or once, I would just, if you're using it as kind of like a criticism of Jenn Fessler, that she would treat her husband like that, or a criticism of West, that he would sleep with someone who was married, I would definitely listen to the Two T's in a Pod interview, because basically Tamara and Teddy ask every question you could ever imagine. They treated this like they were, who's the best interviewer?
Frost
Caitlin
Nixon.
Collins. Frost Nixon. This was Frost Nixon. They fucking had no loyalty or love towards Jenn Fessler. They treated her like fucking shit. It was galling for me to hear it. It was the exact opposite of everything I would ever want to do as an interviewer. They treated her like fucking shit, talking shit about her beforehand, giving her no benefit of the doubt, trying to trip her up with questions and being like, oh yeah, you just admitted to that, so let's move on. She's like, no, I fucking didn't. Go back to that shit. What did you just sneak in there, Teddy? It was the worst handled interview I've ever seen in my life. They were two fucking monsters. It was horrible, but Jenn Fessler had the best answer I've ever heard to every single question, and it just completely dispelled this scandal for me. Within 45 minutes, I was done. She pinpointed every shitty evidence they had, the timeline. She said, you can read my texts. She goes, why would West ever be attracted to me? It made Jenn Fessler a person. And so for people who forgot about Jenn Fessler, which we both said that we did, you should hear the person who is a part of this and hear what they have to say about it, because it's pretty illuminating. I have to say, I felt.
I'll say, the Pizzagate, number one for me. Pizzagate has a new name, baby. Pizzagate, the fact that she did come across as speaking of him in like a motherly fashion, that's like where she was like, my last text to him was like, this too shall pass. Like she was trying to help him through the scandal, which is why I think she even spoke up about it at all. And she was like, lesson learned, like I'm fucking done with his ass. I don't care enough to talk about him anymore. But my remaining question then is, what housewife did he have sex with then?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Who could it be?
Yeah. It really, yeah. Who did he have sex with? We're using yacht. I mean, no offense to Yacht Mess. I love that podcast. Ugh, Yacht Mess. But when people were like, did you hear Yacht Mess? I was like, okay, yeah, I heard it. Okay. He had sex with the housewife, but I wasn't. So that doesn't override me listening to Fessler's side of things. So I think that's where the housewife claim came from. But here, we should, mention that I believe fully that this is one of the biggest rumors in Bravo that is an unsaid rumor, that people saw that pizza video of Wes shoving a pizza down Fessler's mouth and said, whoa, Fessler and Wes got close. Or I'm not even giving people even more. I'm not even discounting that West could have said this, which is what
Mhm.
Teddy and Tamara ultimately accused West. They're like, Fessler, you're out of the hot seat. We kind of believe you now. Sorry we treated you like shit. I bet West spread this rumor. That's kind of where they get to.
Mhm.
So I'm not discounting all of that. I believe that Lindsay Hubbard and Sierra actually believe this happened. And who could blame them after what they just found out about the character reveal that West and Amanda presented to them? I understand why they believe it.
Right.
I'm just personally saying the same evaluation I do in my head for every single scandal. I'm evaluating it. I liked what Jenn Fessler had as evidence on her side. I do not think it happened.
Did you see she caught a Sopranos stray? Jamie Lynn Sigler said, how dare she posthumously say that she fucked James Gandolfini. He's not here anymore. I was like, damn, now we're going back to the drawing board on Jenn Fessler altogether.
Yeah, that was, I remembered, I was like, I liked Jenn Fessler. Like, I liked her at the time. I thought that she was a great addition to New Jersey, but even I was like, what the hell? Are you kidding? He can't defend himself against you. Talk about bragging. She was bragging.
I mean, would be crazy if West was Eskimo Brothers with James Gandolfini. That would be something.
That would be some. I don't even know how I would. I have to think about that now. James Gandolfini and West both making love to Jenn Fessler. So that was a rumor that, like you said, was kind of just like, I didn't really think about it. And then it got a lot bigger. So I felt compelled that we should mention it. And it's going to get even bigger now because we just got sent Reality Von T's having a Lindsay Hubbard exclusive where she goes, do you think that West wouldn't do this? She's got a hole, doesn't she? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay. And as I always say, I could be fucking dead wrong, as I always am. And I could be.
Well,
and I reserve the right to change my mind if I get more evidence.
That's the thing. I'm like, I'm not putting any weight either way, where if like, oops, they did fuck, I'm like, not surprised. And it's like, oh, they didn't fuck, I'd be like, okay. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't really care.
Good. Okay. All right. Well, I'll take a don't care. I'll take a don't care. I think that makes a lot of sense. Congratulations at the upfronts. We're going to talk about the upfronts and a bunch of all of the trailers and stuff that came out, but we have to congratulate Sierra for a huge win. In addition to Dancing with the Stars, Sierra is going to be the host of the Love Island After Sun special. I don't watch Love Island, so forgive me if I don't know what the after show is called. I think it's called After Sun, but they announced it and people were like, there was like 4 hours of this. She's leaving Summer House. Oh, next career move. Now she's leaving to do other stuff. And it's like, no, they immediately tamped it down. It was like After Sun films before. She's going to be just done with that. And she is definitively returning to Summer House season 11. I've said from the first second of this that I didn't think there was any chance that Sierra would leave Summer House if there was another season because of this scandal happening.
Yeah. At first, I was like, at the very beginning, when it first happened, I was like, I cannot imagine her being under the same roof with him again. But I'm like, I guess she's already had 2 years where she could just sort of give him the cold shoulder. Why not now? Now she could just fully, like, she doesn't have to play any games. She can just be like, we are enemies. She doesn't have to be like, like, we're friends after dark, or like, maybe we can slowly heal. Like, now she can just be like, we are fucking enemies, which will be interesting. And then who was asking, one of my friends was like, are Amanda and West gonna get the master bedroom? And I was like, stop. I was like, stop talking. I can't think about this.
Yeah.
Because think about it. It's May. You're listening to this on May 13th. They start on July 4th weekend. It's in like a month and a half. Like, are you kidding me?
Well, for me, are we okay?
Are we okay?
To me, I believe it is going to happen, but for me, the most shocking thing will be when we hear the announcement that it says Sierra Miller, Wes Wilson, and Amanda Batula are going to the same house for the summer. I believe it is going to happen, but it is so shocking to imagine what it is going to be like. Yeah, I don't know about that bed thing. Kyle, where are you going? No, that's not your bedroom anymore. Get downstairs. It's going to be, it's going to be a little bit like Scandoval, where remember when Ariana was like, why the fuck would my life of reality include this
Right.
man who treated me horribly, the worst I've ever been treated in my life? Why would I ever have to have scenes with this person? Well, with the constraints of Summer House, it has to be that way. You know what I mean?
Do you want to go to a summer share with your ex and his new girlfriend, your former best friend? That's normal.
And this is unprecedented even in Summer House history, right? Because there's never been a relationship that broke up. Oh, no,
Carl and
it'd be
Lindsay.
it'd be if Lindsay brought Turner, which they weren't dating for another year. But if she had, you could totally imagine a world where Turner slept over for
if Turner
for 2 nights.
was Carl's friend.
Right, of course, but she's not. No, I am not. Oh God, sorry. No, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying, like, is this an unprecedented thing? And it is for, I guess, the betrayal of friends aspect of it. But the fact that is starting, like you said, in like 2 months or a month and a half is shocking. We're going to be seeing a lot of photos and stuff coming out.
It's really crazy how, I mean, we're going to talk about this episode. We just watched it like an hour ago because to get a peek behind the curtain, we've never gotten a screener later. I think Bravo's like, no more fucking around. Like, you barely get to watch it early because there's too many fucking leaks. There was that reunion clip that from an event that was online, and I was like, I wonder if that was like a true leak because it was an event, I think. Like, it was upfront. So, did you see that?
I think they showed it.
They showed it, but then the video, I saw
have.
the same video over and over again as if it was like someone being sneaky. But anyways, I was wondering if that was part of the reasoning why they were like, you guys are sharing too much. But this episode's fucking crazy. I was like spinning around like a little freak after I watched it. And I'm like, then thinking about that they're already going to film a new season so soon. It's like, I keep thinking about, when like, you can hook up like a bike to power a building or like it's like a self-perpetuating like machine where there's just always something churning that's going to propel the show forward. It like never ends.
It's churning so hard. It's churning to a degree to which the Summer House has never. You can light up the Hamptons with that churn that's going on there. What about this house? We don't even know this beautiful house that they're going to be in. Oh my. Summer House has always been underrated, and now it's finally being properly rated, and no one can deny the power of this beautiful, beautiful show. This episode in particular that we're going to talk about, I was just fucking floored. I was like, it just paid off. It's just finally all fucking happening. This is the show of all shows for everyone, the center of the Bravo universe. It is so powerful. Like you said, it's fucking churning the power of this city there. We don't even know if they're going to be in this house again. Is this the last we'll ever see of this house? The memories. But I want to say before we get to this fucking stuff, we got to just really quickly dip into this other shit that upfronts. Upfronts are for, this way better than me. Upfronts are like advertisers. Ding, ding, ding. Look what you get to advertise on.
Yoo-hoo.
Lisa, Las Vegas. Do you want to advertise on secrets, lies, and Texas wives? And the advertisers are going, me.
They have money in their hands.
I sold one for Robitussin. Can we do a movie promo in the middle of this one?
Uber Eats.
No, DoorDash. So I just imagine it's fucking mayhem. It's like
we
the Sex and the City
for
auction.
1,000.
Newly at the door again. Oh my God, I just can't even imagine fucking like you said, Uber Eats doing cartwheels in the room, getting so excited for Summer House next season. So we got renewals, we got new shows. Really quickly. The Valley Persian Style renewed for season 2. Huge win for that show. Rhode Island season 2 already a commitment to the success of Rhode Island. I could not be more proud of Rhode Island. They're killing it. That season 2 hit so hard. Other renewals that I can't even remember.
Vanderpump Rules wasn't on there because there's like a new alternative Vanderpump Rules, I think, maybe.
Well, remember, Vanderpump Rules got pre-greenlit. They go, this is so good. They go. Don't you remember when this came out? They were like, They were like, we saw the first episode and we bought the next 2 seasons.
I forgot about that.
So, but notably, someone said this. I don't know who the hell said this. The Valley. So the Valley Persian Style got the green light for season 2. The Valley did not. And people were saying, oh, is the Valley too early? Like, are they still evaluating it and they're not ready to commit to another season? Well, Rhode Island, no offense, it's in the same time right now airing with all the same metrics available. And they gave that the season 2. So people are thinking about the Valley. I'm not saying that it's going to get canceled.
I know. I always take these things with a grain of salt because sometimes they're just not ready to make that announcement for whatever reason, and then later they do, and you're like, okay. Like, so, it's good for positive confirmation, but, if something's not on there, I don't necessarily think that means it's not renewed.
And you're right. And I kind of feel like embarrassed for even saying that. I'm embarrassed. It doesn't mean anything, like you said. It just, they did a lot of announcements, and they just maybe weren't ready to say the Valley. Oh, what about? I don't know anything about the new shows announced. Secrets, Lies, and Texas Wives. I'm in. It's done. I'm watching it. But the Bravo micro dramas.
What is this?
No, it's the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. You know those AI generated pieces of shit that are on TikTok that Shane Davis is in? Shane Davis,
yeah.
So I think Bravo is going to make real, actual, scripted, Quibi-esque things where it's like so Madison. Oh, God, I wish I could do Austin's Madison. He was so good. Oh, can I try? Can you give me the grace to try? Madison. Wait, no, it's more. Oh, fuck. All right, well, whatever. Madison is doing a salon thing where people are going to come in and tell the biggest real life like drama they've had. So it's just going to be contained, easy to film things, just that is content for social media, which I think is a good idea, especially to replace the AI slop that is on there. But what I'm going to say, I'm really high on the fucking hog today because I'm bragging my ass off. I want you and I to be able to write a microdrama. This is not fair. I will take I don't even need a budget. It can be $4 and they buy us DoorDash at once every other day. I want to be responsible for one microdrama. Is it that hard?
Why don't you produce a spec?
I will. You know I am. You know I am. You know I will. I don't think I don't think it has to be that grandiose. It can just be fun.
Craig's Pillow Adventures.
Craig's Pillow. Yeah. Oh my! And you could say anything. You
Pillow
could say
Talk.
Pillow Talk. I was thinking Andy kind of does that already, but that's a good idea. But I'm just saying, like, the world, it's now an open door for people to rush in. It's the gold rush for people to bring micro dramas to the forefront. And I do want the opportunity for you and I to pitch. So Bravo, when you're listening to this, which we know you do, we've found out high up at Bravo, everybody's listening. Amy and I want to write a microdrama. I think
maybe
this is
something with Tom Sandoval to test the waters.
I think
I want to be the forefront of the person bringing him back. I'm just saying, I think there's a thirst for the old gems.
No, I think you're right. No, it's a testing waters, and also we can treat him like shit during it.
Yeah.
Tom Sandoval's prank show, but other people prank him, and he doesn't know when it's going to happen. Tom Sandoval gets pranked, and then he goes, "I'm on a prank show, everybody," but he doesn't know when it's coming for him. But he always kind of expects that when we're around him, he might. But you remember when Jax and Brittany tested the waters for 2 episodes? We'll even do that. No one wants to touch that with a 10-foot pole. We'd even do that.
Jax is back via quick bites. No, that is interesting. Speaking of Shane Davis, I saw him last night.
Tell me, you told me this, and then I said, what? And then I forgot for a second. Wait, did we talk about?
No.
Oh, I'm
sorry.
have
still so many more things to say. It's crazy how much news we have.
Well, we're only doing, we didn't even say this. We're programming note. We're only doing Summer House today. Rhode Island and Atlanta, I love you both, but we're going to put that to Friday in the Beverly Hills spot, so don't get worried.
Yeah.
We're not going over time. We're just doing news and Summer House. So give Amy and I a little grace.
Yeah, so I slept to West Hollywood. 2 of the 4 girls that were supposed to go dropped, so it was just 2 of us that soldiered on. It was a Monday, you know. Always making future plans for a Monday night is always regrettable.
Oh, yeah.
But it was late enough that the traffic wasn't bad. Got there in like 25 minutes. You always have to remember the show technically started at 7. Jesse didn't go on until damn near 9 p.m.
Who was
It's
his
always
opener?
I forget her name.
Oh, okay.
But we sat in the bar during the opener because I was like, I can't be doing all this. And then Natalie from the new Vanderpump Rules did one song with him. Your Being Your Friend's Overrated. They duetted. And so every single cast member from the new Vanderpump Rules was there. Every single one.
Okay, well, that's a good reason for all of them to
No
be there,
cameras.
to support. Wow. But I was thinking this, you were there, knowing your history. What Vanderpump Rules drama erupted around you that's going to be talked about when they start filming this summer? I'm sure. Something. What was the friend who you went with? Just the letter of their first name, just so I know who.
M.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. That's great. Okay, so then then when Jesse came out and you hear those screams and squeals, what was it like?
It was fun. It was pretty low key. You know, he doesn't have very many of his own songs, so it's a lot of covers. It's very like Music for Mom coded. Like he does a John Mayer cover. He did a Hozier, Take Me to Church cover.
How? Hold on. How was that? I couldn't even imagine.
He pulled off the amen part. You know, where it's like amen.
Take me to church.
We were all stomping. We were like, take me to church. Ba, 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 ba. His band is talented. They were really rocking as if it was the highest stakes, most, the drums, the guitar, the keys. And it's funny because it's just the most like jazzy Buble music for the most part. At first, I was a little nervous about his ability as the show went on. I was like, okay, he's doing better. He's sounding good vocally. Natalie, I don't know. Maybe some work to be done, but
really,
I'm like, just because you can do some like runs, like the vocal stylings doesn't mean you necessarily should or need to. So kind of true for Jesse too. It was giving karaoke a little bit, but I'm happy for him.
Okay. Okay. All right. I got a lot to take in for me. You just gave me a lot to think about. I love the idea that it was, good enough to where, it wasn't a total pan. I didn't think about the fact that he would probably have to do a lot of covers, because he has 6 songs. Please tell me what it was like when he did Guess I'll Start. He did it, I assume.
Yeah, that was a blast. Everyone was really excited. The crowd was singing along. I will say that we left after technically his last song, but we knew he was going to have an encore, but we were like, I don't care. My meter's expired 10 minutes ago. I gotta go. And so we missed What Would Jesse Solomon Do? But I was like, I get it. I've seen it.
Fuck me. I didn't even think of What Would Jesse Solomon Do. I guess I'll Start eclipsed What Will Jesse Solomon Do so much for me that was the banger of the century a year ago or 2 years ago. Okay. So fun overall.
Yeah, the Troubadour is so charming. I haven't been there in so long, and the bar, it's so untouched by time, which of course is like my favorite thing, the like wooden bar, saloon vibes. I was like, if this was just a bar, I would come here.
Yeah. They have like Robert Plant's like barf on one side of it and stuff. Like you go there and you're like, the Eagles were here, Led Zeppelin, the band.
Yeah, it's historic for sure. Hope it stays there forever. Dantana's right down the way. We passed Tom Tom and Pump on the way in, which appeared to be closed. Closed on Mondays? ?
They are. I've scooped it on a Monday trying to get one of their drinks, and they're closed on Monday. They don't tell you that.
Regardless of it being closed, only the Pump sign was illuminated.
Really?
The Tom Tom sign was dark, and the Pump sign was ablaze.
I've been there. I remember. Oh, maybe the last Monday I was there. Yeah, I tried to go in and it was just like it was all fully dark and like boarded up and I was like, "What the hell?" You like you said, Mondays. No one wants to do shit on a Monday.
Yeah. Okay, so that was my big adventure. And then sideline, we haven't even mentioned that you're in the Next Gen NYC trailer. Your
Oh,
visage.
oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, I forgot. Next Gen NYC trailer. Yes, this thing, season 2 of Next Gen NYC dropped a trailer after the upfronts, and all of a sudden it goes, it's Bravo breaking news, our friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, holy shit, that's cool that our friend Bravo breaking news is like saying the news, and it's on the like one of those things in a subway, you know, where it's like this way please, opening doors or whatever. And then all of a sudden on a big pole of a subway, it's me with Penny, and it goes, I guess my shitty day just got 10 times worse. And I was like, holy fucking shit. This is pretty crazy. We're like the talking heads telling the news
Yeah.
of what's been happening.
Did you see it organically or did someone alert you?
Okay, well, full NDA breaking for our Turtle Time listeners. There was about 4 months ago an email rightfully and nicely asking if they can use some semblance of my visage in some content for Next Gen NYC. And I go, God, I look like such shit. I was like, oh, I look horrible, but yes, you can use it.
They said this is the one we want here.
Yeah. So I signed a bunch of shit. And I didn't really, I thought that this is a wonderful thing for them to ask. Very sweet, but I really didn't think it would ever amount to anything. But then when the trailer came out and it started to, you know, within 5 seconds, I was there in my voice and I was like, holy fucking shit, they used it. I'm happy. Like always, I wish I looked a little better. You know, I thought I looked like complete fucking shit, but I thought it was fun. I mean, I can't believe it. What did you think when you saw it?
Very exciting. It was the pantheon of great commentators. There was a Sup one. There were a few others. It was like, wow, you are in high regard.
We have to name them. I have to shout out the contemporaries. Bravo Breaking News, Josh Throny Stan, and Sup, one of the most wonderful Bravo podcasts, and then me kind of wedged in the middle. I didn't even get news. I didn't say a news item. I just said how it made me feel, which I thought was interesting. And also for them to take like me cursing. I didn't have to. It didn't have to be a curse. They like
Next
wanted.
Gen is cool.
I was like, I'm glad I said shitty at the start of it. So I thought it was great. And then, you know, I've already let it wash over me. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm like, that's fucking awesome. But then I was just taken by the Next Gen NYC trailer. I was so stoked.
We are so
Next
back.
Gen NYC is so cool. Like they're like, I'm sorry I'm giving the middle finger, but it's like fuck off. It's like hell yeah. What'd you say?
Smoking weed over here on a skateboard, bitch.
Yeah, it's like, excuse me, who's on Bravo? I thought we're on MTV.
Fuck your dad.
Fuck your dad, dude. My dad? Brooke says. It's like, yeah, Seth Marks from Bravo. Fuck him, dude. Charlie's like, what network am I on? Deep Cable? 'Cause fuck off. He goes, sorry, I thought this was Showtime.
He goes, I thought this was a Curb Your Enthusiasm. Boom, boom, boom.
He goes, am I on HBO, please? Oh my God. You just said it. Curb music. This was fucking unruly. Irreverent.
I was like, what is happening?
And he's like, I feel I'm treated like Larry David. And it goes, do you remember that? Bum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da. And then Riley even does an impression of Larry David. Is like, is this written for me in my secret dreams for them to reference?
Is this one of my quick bites?
Is this a quick bite that I wrote for a microdrama? Like, I was like, is this?
Is this a Riley and Allstate present?
Yeah. Is this totally? I was just, I couldn't. That was that was blowing my mind. And then I remembered the stuff that we're actually going to be dealing with. How much I loved Ariana and Hudson, McLeroy. And Ariana's dating people now, and Hudson's like, he lands in that private jet to New York City, and he's like, I'm going to take back my girlfriend. And there's a little bit of a drama of how he's going to possibly try to get Ariana back. And you remember, I think you sent me, or someone sent me, her going, I guess I'll start falling in love again. And people were like, Hudson's back on the menu. You know what I mean? So she's alluding to her and Hudson, which I think is an all-time romance. I love them together.
Zaxby's is back. Also, Brooke Shields. That was unforeseen.
Brooke Shields. I forgot. All this comes through our brains, and then it comes out through my mouth, I guess, or. But I forgot that Brooke Shields' daughter was going to be on it. She seems good.
Yeah, that's fun. Rachel Roy has an appearance who, I know her. She's a fashion designer. She's also allegedly famous for the gossip mills of potentially being Becky with the good hair, if you want to go down that deep dive. So,
oh my God.
Something to think about.
Wow, you're taking me back to Lemonade era.
Yeah,
I loved it.
10-year anniversary.
Really? This year?
Yeah. How sick
I need
is
to go
that?
I like it. You know me. I'm hurtling towards the grave. I'm ready. Every anniversary, I'm like, I'm how old? Goodbye soon. 10 years. Goodbye. I know. I need to listen to Lemonade again. I need to go back. Good. My favorite Beyonce album was always self-titled, but I don't think that's the.
That was a huge game changer too.
I was on Nathan for You. I already told you this, and everybody goes. Nathan goes, stop filming me. He goes, I'm done with this pranking. He goes, Beyonce just dropped her self-titled album. We were on Hollywood Boulevard.
With music videos for every single one.
Oh my God. Mine on that album where she's singing with Drake, I was like, this is fucking incredible. Oh my God, I loved self-titled. And was Lemonade after self-titled? No, yes. There was one. Oh yeah. Okay, I loved Lemonade so much too, but I was so floored by self-titled that nothing could compare to it. Wait. Beyonce. Oh, Rachel Roy, Becky with the good hair.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. Because that's what's her name's mom? Damon Dash daughter.
Ava Dash.
Dash.
Oh, and we have to talk about. I mean, it was big news when Dame Dash filed bankruptcy. So Ava, as a cast member, is going to be dealing with that. Obviously, the cast members are going to talk about that a little bit. Obviously, it's not like. I don't think it's going to be like scandalous or anything, but it's just going to be interesting to watch someone, deal with the news that their dad filed for bankruptcy.
I'm kind of like, as time goes on, bankruptcy is becoming such a boring storyline because it's clear that that's just a natural progression of having wealth, apparently, is that's just an avenue that a lot of people take where I'm like, it doesn't mean destitute. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's not a good omen, but it's not like life ending necessarily.
No, it's like, I'm not going to talk shit about bankruptcy. I mean, you and I would probably file for bankruptcy anytime. I mean, I'm just saying, it's definitely looming.
Yeah, what are we doing? 11, 7, 13?
What are those the different types you can do?
The chapters, baby.
Chapter 11. Oh, can I do the one that it doesn't ruin our lives? Where it's just
I don't think we're that bad off yet, but if we need to pull the trigger, I'll do it.
Bankruptcy first.
Yeah. I don't give a
me
shit.
Too. No, me too. Could you imagine if our wonderful listeners are like, I listened to a podcast. I just found out they filed for bankruptcy.
Their Patreon filed for bankruptcy, their entity. I don't know what that means, but no, we'll be okay. But yeah, that looked really good. And then the McBee trailer looked pretty good too.
Oh no. I'm not out on McBee's. It looked incredible. I'm excited for this summer. I haven't been excited for a long time. I'm overwhelmed, but Turtle Time knows it's shit. We're the opposite of filing for bankruptcy. We know how to navigate a lot of stuff. All this shit is going to be off, and then it's going to be in the city. The valley is going to be over. McBee and what's that thing that we just said? Next Gen NYC. It's going to be strategic. It's going to be well executed. We're going to be perfectly suited to cover this mini shows. I promise. And I think it's going to be fun. Like McBee is just, well, what was notable in the McBee trailer? We're seeing the start of Steve McBee Jr.'s relationship with Allie Eklund that just bit the dust.
Yeah, she looks exactly like his ex-girlfriend. If you would have just told me it was the same woman, I would have believed you. There's daddy's in jail, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of Junior being like, people are going to be wondering out there on the streets if these boys are up to the task.
Yeah. So it's gonna be, we will be able to, I think, include McBee's in our world. You know what I mean? Like we did in the past. Like we were sort of, remember when we had McBee fever last year. So I feel good about incorporating McBee. And if you're a McBee head, or you're not a McBee head yet, I think it's worth, if you need something to watch, I think it's worth getting acquainted with this McBee family before season 3 comes out, because as a McBee head, I was loving this trailer. I thought a lot of cool shit was going on.
I'm just realizing that maybe we should make Galena merch. I'm really the trailer was Galena heavy. They do a whole montage of her eye twitching when she's enraged, and I'm like, she's really a special figure in my opinion.
She really is. She goes, "Get out of my car wash, McBee boys." And they go, "This is our car wash, Galena." And she goes, "Get the hell out." One thing also that's notable, and you might say, Riley, that's not notable at all, nor is it interesting, is that both Next Gen NYC and McBee have BravoCon within their season. And it seems like they were filming the entire time and making it a part of their drama for the season. So in Next Gen NYC, they're like, Charlie Zakor is about to go out for his photo. No one's in his line. And they're going to be like making fun of him at dinner in Vegas because of shit that happened at BravoCon. I didn't know when we met Georgia, one of my favorite cast members in the universe, that she was in the middle of actively filming right then.
We talked to her for like 10 minutes. Also, maybe my photo op with the McBees in the 4 seasons will be on camera.
It probably would be. Did you see who met me outside of the 4 seasons? The co-host of Turtle Time. And it looked like it looked like a lot of BravoCon stuff made it into the final edit. And I don't know if we've seen that before. Obviously, drama from BravoCon has made its way onto multiple franchises, but to see active filming while it's happening, it'll be interesting to see BravoCon through that lens, like actively while they're going through it.
Yeah, the McBees in Vegas, I'm sure plenty will come of that. And then I guess right before we dip into the full-on Summer House recap, we did get to see the initial looks. They finally released what everyone was wearing, sort of like pastel tones for the most part, except for Lindsay decided that she wanted to wear something akin to the revenge dress herself. Not Sierra or Kyle. She's like, I will be wearing red, thank you.
Yeah, that's so Lindsay. One person wonderfully noted that when that meme of Kyle being like, how Kyle's showing up to the reunion and it was him wearing a revenge dress, that Lindsay wanted to take that for him because Kyle, I guess, didn't want to wear it. So some are saying that, and then, but I mean, yeah, I think it's wonderful that she wore this dress. She does stand out color-wise, huge. It's like she is the color that looks, I mean, it's red. No one else is even wearing a hint of red.
Most of them kind of look like they're being held hostage in this photo. Like, I think it was a rough day. Like some lack of smiles. But, I guess a lot of people are saying that Amanda sort of ripped off Sierra's season 8 look because it has the sheer with the underwear showing. And, Amanda always is a midriff person, so it's not that surprising to me, but a lot of people making that comparison. Sierra looks beautiful. Kyle's wearing sort of a casual look, like a workman's jacket, not a suit jacket.
Because he's going to work.
That's true.
At the reunion. No, I thought it was notable. I thought it was an interesting kind of variation on a suit, since everyone is just going to be wearing a suit. I thought it actually looks cool, and I like the colors. I have to say that I think KJ's suit is absolutely the coolest I've ever seen. It kind of blows the other suits out of the water for me. It's the coolest looking of all the suits. Jesse and Wes are dressed exactly the same. They have the exact same suit and button shirt and shoe color. It's just different suit colors. And then I gotta say, I don't know shit about fashion, but for some reason I don't really like the t-shirt under the suit that Ben and Carl employ. Not only did they kind of do the same thing, like they're like the Jesse and West for that type of suit, but I just don't really enjoy that type of suit variation. And that's just me. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, and like, who gives a shit? Like, what I say doesn't even matter at all. But that was just my thought. If I was going to wear a suit.
I was watching in the video that got posted, it shows everyone posing for their individual photos, and Ben is like eating it up. He's like, how many poses do you want? I'm the star of the day.
Really? Really? Oh my God, that sounds like him. He was like,
yeah, he has nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I really do. I think everybody looks awesome. I never would say anything bad about what people are wearing. Never in a million years. I think they look great, and I didn't even kind of notice what you just said, that everybody looks like they're miserable. Well, Lindsay's smiling. Lindsay's smiling. I think I took in Lindsay's smile and distributed it, but no, there is no one smiling except Lindsay. All this does is make me realize how real and how fast this reunion is coming for us in the next couple of weeks.
So soon. And then the only other thing I'll say before we just get into the episode is that KJ posted this random crazy life is a sim fact that his mom and Mia's sister were college roommates and friends, and there's a photo of them together holding him as a baby. Like, it seems like they just found this out. Like, they never knew this.
I can't even believe it. I just saw that photo now. It was sent to us in our group chat, and I think that is so wild. What a beautiful coincidence. She's holding KJ as a baby.
Yeah. So that is wild.
Yeah.
Interesting. All roads lead to Summer House. And for that reason, we have to talk about this. I felt like this hour was like extra long because it was so full. Like, it was the amount of notes that I took. I was like, is this supersized? Like, from the very beginning, it literally starts with like, fuck you, Carl, all the way through. There's never a dull moment. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, you get that in real time factor for about 25 minutes where you're dealing with everything in the aftermath of Kyle going fucking nuts, screaming and throwing a big tantrum. This was, before we get into it, we already kind of said it, but like, oh my God, like, this was such an amazing episode of Summer House. I'm trying not to let the future and everything kind of hamper our enjoyment. This was just fucking amazing. Like, it was so, the cast talking to each other after, the apologies after, the reconciling, the things that come out of it, everything were so great. It all leading up to then the party that they're going to have. It was just so fun. Like, an amazing penultimate episode for the season. I just can't believe what we're getting. Every single. I don't think there was a bad episode this entire season. Yeah. We've never said this was a flop, filler, garbage. Maybe that Vegas party but that had so many repercussions because that was when Wes was drunk and touching people. Yeah. So this, I don't know, just an amazing season. I can't say it enough. And then it starts us where I couldn't even imagine. I had to get back in the mindset again of Kyle stomping and stamping and slapping his fists, and he's saying, fuck you, Carl, and he runs out and he throws his lover boy, which I'm like, Kyle's mad to throw that lover boy.
Yeah. Jimmy was joking that Carl was like, how dare you throw that Paradise Summer spritz flavor at me?
He should have said something like that. How dare you, with that new flavor that's not even on the market yet, and you're treating it like that. And we hear a lot of, there's so much. Fuck you, you fucking loser. Kyle is so in the moment. He's like, you bitched and whined all summer. Oh, I'm so sensitive. They're saying deep, hurtful things to each other because they are so heated to the point where they get to
they've gone lizard mode.
Lizard. It's full blown Bo's mom. She's like, I'm calling this a lizard.
Was that a Beau is Afraid reference?
No, Bo's mom. Yeah. Okay, sorry. No, you're right. It has dual meaning. Bo's afraid.
Why did my brain go? My brain always leads to Patti LuPone, so that's where I went first. But now I see it was a Vanderpump Rules reference.
It was. I shouldn't have. I just tossed it off so casually. No, I just always will remember Bo's mom being like, "We got a lizard on our hands, lizard brain." But it's in Bo is Afraid too. He gets hold of a lizard and he goes, "This lizard sucks." Okay, and then Kyle and Carl trading barbs. Thanks for your lack of support in me, you fucking loser. And then Carl in his face, and he goes, "Carl, fuck off, you 6'5" motherfucker." And they're like this, and Carl's ready to go. I mean, they are ready to unleash hell, I thought.
I love the idea of he more than once brings up Carl's height. Later he goes, "I'm the bad guy. Sorry, I forgot Carl, 6'5" and more fragile than a fucking China doll." I'm like, never before has someone been insulted for being 6'5". He's going with what he has. He's like, "Get out of my face, you tall freak."
Well, he's also hitting all the same buttons that Lindsay said. I mean, he's saying soft and sensitive and
sure,
and
but
weak.
the height, it's like, since when is that bad?
No, it's not. I think that he's like, because it's physically imposing when you're Kyle to have Carl looming over you, and Carl's like, I could beat the fuck out of you, right? Like it's just witnessing the fact that Carl is that tall. I mean, he says go get your. I think at one point he goes, "Go get your Vagisil and put it on," or something. I was like, whoa. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Carl is like full lizard as well. He keeps going, "Hit me." The girls are hearing this. The guys went outside to help first, and then the girls at the table are like, "Oh shit, I think we need to go out there. I think they're fighting." Jesse is taking the full brunt of trying to hold Carl back, and he's like, "Get your fucking hands off me." Like he's like in the red.
Well, one question, because I think it's going to come up. I didn't see any physical altercation happen, but later I did see blood dripping from Kyle's hands.
Yeah,
and I thought the assumption was that Carl and Kyle physically fought, because I thought I had heard rumors that it got physical, not that I needed it to or something. But then in the actual edit, there's only one moment where you don't see it and it cuts, and Bailey goes, they're fighting. And then when it goes back, Kyle and Carl were kind of close. Like Jesse had stopped holding him, and I thought quite possibly that's when Carl and Kyle had
it was maybe like the can or like something on the car or like something where in the kerfuffle he just sliced his hand,
I think so too. And now I do, because I don't think that he purposefully missed it or didn't want to include a moment where it ever got physical. I think Kyle banged his hand or something. He did say that we were like near the BMW and I didn't want you to dent it. And I thought that was talking about them having a moment of being physical, but from this edit, I didn't see them touch each other once. Not that I needed it, but I really thought that someone had told us that it got physical between them, and it never did.
Yeah, I mean, it was like very close. Yes, like if Carl would have broken loose from Jesse, it could have happened. But I'm glad it didn't. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Bravo to be like, we're not doing that. They don't like that. I think they like don't prefer violence to be the outcome, but I don't think they clipped around it. But I assumed it was just from it being him being so unwieldy and like throwing shit and like getting whipped around that he probably just cut his hand somewhere. But yeah, so Amanda's trying to talk down Kyle, telling him to breathe. Then in the inside, Lindsay's trying to talk down Carl and telling him to breathe. And I was like, oh my God, not Lindsay being Carl's go-to person to talk him off the ledge. What world are we living in?
I know. I thought it was sweet. She's like, take a deep breath, Carl. You got to stop doing this kind of stuff. And Carl does try to go back a few times. He is like he's like, let me go look at him again. Let me go
Wild
see
to be
what's
like
going.
Sober lizard.
Sober lizard. Whew. Yeah, I have not seen this. I'm not saying anything bad, because it was I totally understood why Carl leapt to Amanda's defense and thought that Kyle doing all this shit was horrible. But I had not seen Carl get like this since we talked about. Like,
Mhm.
he was so enraged. Like, he was really wanted to get a piece of Kyle for a really long time. It took a while to get him out of this mindset. For almost 10 minutes of the episode, he's still kind of like fuming and trying to go back there. And Amanda, like you said, Amanda's in Kyle's court being like, don't say shit that you don't want to say. He's like, Loverboy is it's an enterprise in which I invest lots of money. I invest more of my money into my business than he does into his. It's like, oh God.
She keeps covering, like physically covering his mouth. They're all like, please stop saying shit. Because even later when Carl and Kyle talk, Kyle's like, I don't remember shit that I said. And they both sort of laugh it off like, yeah, like we were talking shit to a degree that doesn't even matter what was said because it was all like nonsense.
He's like, do you imagine if Loverboy had stocks? The stock price would go down. Thank God it's private equity. And they're like, shut up. Don't say it, Kyle. Stop. And then he goes, everyone can suck my dick. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, you guys are heated. West gets a little piece of, not piece. He
Heated.
Oh my God. Heated. Oh, I wish I knew the next part. We don't even have to.
Heated.
Can I say something else? Drake wrote that song. No offense. Heated. I wish I knew the next line.
I wish we had a heated button.
Oh my God, if I have it in me, we can't put heated in here. We'll get flagged. Oh, just know that we were singing that beautiful, beautiful Beyonce song, Heated. But
like this. Oh no.
Okay. You sang too good. We're gonna get demonetized. That was it. Everyone knows that song. Heated. Oh my God. Okay. We can't do it anymore. It's gonna get flagged.
Okay.
West is with Kyle now. I gotta say, Jesse has an interesting perspective on this throughout the entire thing. He's like, I don't know what to fucking do about Kyle. He's like, I don't even want to go over there. I don't want to listen to what he's talking about. He's ranting and raving. West, like he's done multiple times with Kyle, tries to walk him off the ledge again. He goes, dude, it's deeper than what you're just talking about. Now, he's like, you truthfully. Oh, he goes, Carl was really sensitive about the brother stuff. And Kyle's like, I know, I'm sorry. Oh, God. He goes, God forbid I fucking forget that date. He was like, I forgot my dad's birthday this week. And I was like, okay, all right, well, yeah. I mean, I hate to always say this. He's got a little bit. He's got a lot. He really does. He's got more. In Kyle's defense, he's got things going on in his life that we couldn't even fathom.
A little more going on for sure. I think it's valid that hurt Carl's feelings, but I don't hold it against Kyle that he doesn't have it in his Google Cal. Like, I understand that, so I don't hold that against him, and I feel bad that he has to keep being like, I'm sorry.
I don't either, and we talked about this at the time. Like, I didn't give Kyle any shit for that. Wes is just trying to say that there's more to
Context.
More context, and then he does say, hey, just so you know, to be fully honest, you're mad at Lindsay right now. Amanda didn't say shit at that dinner. Lindsay instigated this. She got you riled up, and then you pointed it towards Amanda. And he goes, yeah, but I thought that Lindsay was voicing Amanda's deepest feelings. And Wes is like, well, that's a problem. Everybody you talk to, you're sort of turning it into a thing about Amanda and your relationship. So he's speaking up for Amanda in that moment because, remembering last week, this was Lindsay, getting into it with Kyle about his relationship with Amanda.
The next thing we pop inside and Lindsay is saying like, shit, like I instigated this. I didn't mean for it to get this out of hand. Amanda's like, don't feel bad. He should be able to have this conversation. She's saying that Kyle always preaches about wanting a partnership, but he only wants her to be like a partner towards him and not him towards her, which I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit like, as we go through this, I'm like, I think Amanda's like passive aggressive about their issues where she sort of, unfortunately, because Kyle makes such a fool of himself by having these outbursts, she kind of like gets to skate away with like going gray rock within her marriage, which I think is also like sort of an abusive way of living, like they have problems that go both ways, but because he acts a fool, he gets to take the heat because we're like, you can't act like that and you can't talk to her like that. But I think that she gets to sort of like squirm by in the background and be like, I don't think that she's giving. I think she needs to like buck up and leave, which obviously is imminent. That is what the conversation is, and I think we'll talk about that. It's why he is imploding, because he's realizing possibly for the first time that they actually are going to break up. So I don't know. I do. As we go through this and he cries so many times, I do have sympathy for him that he really is alone in this relationship. Like, she has left already.
Yeah.
Like, spiritually.
Yeah. Yes. Spiritually, yes. She has left. This relationship,
She has
Amanda
left the building.
Yes. She's out. Her spirit flew up. I don't know when. I don't know what. I would love to know In the City when they talk about this. I would love to know when she says it was irreparable. I was not coming back, because like I've said, it's over. There is no coming back from this on both of their ends, and they just want different things. It's just that one spark of love that you and I saw, that we've talked about for years, that was bringing them together. That is now gone. I don't know when it left, but it is so gone, and it explains all of their behavior to each other. It's just this is a relationship that should have ended probably 2 years ago, and now we're really watching its dying gasp, and it's horrible. Horrible to watch. It's awful. There's still more. This is now people in their corners, talking about everything. Carl is now talking to, I think, Mia and everybody outside, and he's still making his case for why he felt offended by Kyle. And he goes, a fucking DJ. He goes, he doesn't even play his own music. It's other people's music.
Jesse's like, I'm gonna leave. He's like, I gotta sing my covers. I'm pursuing my dream. I didn't love this. I'm like, Carl, let Kyle do his music. Like, I feel like we're grasping at straws now. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm on the other side of the rainbow, where I'm like, Kyle's doing his thing, and he seems to be. I will say, not to be like full Kyle is baby girl perspective, but when we were on that Sailgate, we were like, he's ripping as a DJ. I was surprised. I was ready to be like, this is a joke. What is this shit? And we were like, so happy. It was so good. And then I was listening to Who Weekly, who they're not like super Summer House heads, but they talk about it sometimes. Lindsay on that show went to the Vulture party, and she said that Kyle was ripping as a DJ. She was like, he was good, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm like, every time I hear someone review him being a DJ, it's that he's good. And so I'm like, kind of weird. I know that Carl was in the midst of getting into like a physical altercation with him, and he was just talking shit. Yeah, but I was kind of like, Carl, come on.
Yeah, I mean, he was saying anything, and he was ready for offensive things to fly out of his mouth. He's saying, stuff that he is going to apologize for. And obviously, Carl is number one. He's basically on the turntable spinning around when Kyle is DJing. That's like, everyone loves Kyle DJing. I don't think it was good for their marriage if Kyle cared about his marriage, but he didn't, and they didn't. They didn't care about their marriage at all.
It's also potentially the only thing keeping it from bankruptcy. So,
Yeah. I'm less. I don't know. I'm less like sympathetic to business endeavors. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care at all. But I know that I know Carl enough to know that he was just talking shit. And I loved Kyle as a DJ. I fucking loved it. When I'm dying and I breathe my death gurgle, I'm gonna be like, Penny, Megan, I love you. I'm dying. I'm dying 20 years before I should be. But do you remember when I was on the Sailgate party and the Golden Gate Bridge was behind Kyle as he played "What's Going On" by Four Non Blondes?
I wake up in the morning and I step outside. I'll walk in the hospital room and I'll go, I remember.
I can't laugh without coughing. I'm sick as a dog, so if you hear weird noises on my end, it's just because I'm coughing because I'm laughing so hard. Thank you, Amy. I hope you join me.
I'm like Matthew McConaughey coming to Murph in the hospital, and I'm like, I remember.
And it's like, why is Murph 49?
Yeah, I look amazing, and you're like absolutely dead.
I'm like, oh God, Amy, I aged terribly. God, it's like Turtle Time hasn't even ended yet. We're like, it's been 7 years. I'm dying already. So, all that to say is that yes, going back into it, this Kyle, people get to do their dreams. And if Amanda hated Kyle being a DJ, it just is one little small factor of the entire mountain of why they shouldn't be together.
Right.
And I will always say, and I will always say that their marriage was in a way sealed with doom if Amanda wasn't actually able to forgive him for cheating on her in the run up to the marriage, and if she hadn't actually processed what that cheating did to her. I know we saw it, but if she just was always going to be thinking about that and not trust him or whatever, while he has a nightlife centric life for the rest of his life, it was a non-starter. It just needed time for her to realize. But all this to say is that if he continued to cheat, which we still don't know, that is a whole other factor, because you can forgive it once possibly and move on. A lot of people do. But if it was an active trust-breaking scenario, then I totally understand why this marriage could not work anymore. It's a huge, cheating is a huge issue in relationships, and I can't ever discount it.
Oh, totally. No, I mean, that plus being a public figure, so she's getting DMs, she never knows what the truth is, like everyone's talking about it nonstop. It's like a nightmare. So then we get Lindsay feels bad. She sees Kyle is upset. She goes, I was not trying to rattle you. I just wanted to, talk about this. And Kyle, weeping for first of many times, brings up what the true fact of the matter is that Sierra telling him that Amanda would contemplate taking a physical break, like moving out, really upset him a lot. I think my read on this is that this is the first time that he's actually like, oh, it's real. Like, we actually are probably going to break up, and he's like really upset.
I found out she's gonna wants to separate from me. That's why I said fuck you to her at a table in front of everybody. Great response there. I was so hurt. I found out we were going to separate. Fuck you. It's like, oh, okay. Oh my God. It must have really hit you hard.
No, it's not good. I do think that it's so annoying because it's such a like tornado of bullshit of like, Lindsay bringing it up for entertainment value, which we appreciate as viewers. It's not a necessary conversation to have at the dinner table for anything but entertainment.
It was not, but I give it a little more standing than just saying that it was bringing up garbage. I really do, because I think that this is a conversation that should be had on the show, and I was fine with Lindsay, who knows them both for 10 years, to bring up this conversation. I'm just saying, like, I always call out when people do a ham-handed, shitty segue, but I think it was valuable for them to talk about their horrible relationship. It's the focus of everything. For now, this is like the crux of the season, is how shitty their marriage
but
is.
like, at the head of the table with all 10 people, like, she knows what she's doing, and she's good at it. So whatever, say what you will. But he was like, all eyes on me as I'm grappling with this idea that my marriage is ending. And frankly, Amanda does seem to be entertained when he makes a fool of himself. I'm just saying, like, I think she is like, ha ha, joke's on you, you fucking idiot. And he like saw her face, which is now much memed, of her doing her little grin, and
oh man,
he needs to fucking chill and like get his shit together. If he's not in therapy, he absolutely needs to go. He has a lot to talk about.
I saw she provoked him by grinning or whatever, and I was like, oh boy, okay.
Yeah, it's tricky, dangerous territory to say shit like that. It's like, I just don't think that she's honest with, it seems like every time she talks about their relationship, she's just exclusively blaming him, and it's like, I don't think you talk to him at home. Like, I don't think, like, she ignores him completely, and I'm like, in which case you have to get the fuck out of there, because this is so toxic.
Totally. And we completely agree. Her resentment has shadowed everything in the relationship now. She was hurt at a certain point, and everything he does now just completely fucking pisses her off. And Kyle, for his part, is like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are we even trying? Or are you saying that you want to try and then treating me like absolute shit? Like, so we've said it over and over again. It's just like, it's just doomed. It's doomed.
It's like malignant.
Yes.
It's so bad. It's like, it's fucked up that it's taking this long because it's upsetting to watch. And it's like, we've seen this coming for years. So it's like, don't put us through, the viewers through this hell of having to watch how slow. But that's how life is. Like, people take so long to break up. Like, people that are like in unhappy marriages are together for 30 years before they divorce. And they're like, I knew 2 years in.
Don't get me started what Tolstoy said. All happy families are alike, but unhappy families are not alike in a bunch of different ways. So this is Tolstoy-esque. Anna Karenina? No,
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started, please. Please, I can't talk about all my Tolstoy knowledge. No, you're right. There's no roadmap. This is why Bravo is fucking wonderful, because we're seeing reality, and they didn't break up on a proper time. They should have broken up a year ago. There was just enough little whispers of hope that they held on to them. They're also a public figure, so it makes every decision you make 10 times more impactful. So many reasons why they might not have made the decision to end a corrupted marriage early, but knowing that we're now seeing all the evidence that we would ever need. And people were out on this marriage 7 years ago. They saw all they needed to see forever ago. And so they're dealing with this, and then Kyle gives his perspective after he goes, that's why I said, fuck you. He goes, the Sierra conversation hurt me. I can't believe that, like you said, this could be really over. And then he goes, but also Lindsay goes, you can't say fuck you to your wife at the table. Like, sorry, I love you as much as anybody, but please don't say fuck you again. Jesse's over there crying. Carl got
Jesse's
upset.
a mess.
Jesse's a fucking mess over there. Jesse has such an interesting perspective this whole time. It's worth a rewatch just to see how he kind of navigates this whole thing, because he knows everybody. And Kyle goes, well, I've got a little bit. No, sorry, he doesn't say that. He goes, well, there's a little bit more to this whole thing. He goes, we haven't had sex in 7 years. And I was like, 7 years? Is he being overly
Hyperbolic.
dramatic?
I think he means like generally their entire marriage, they like don't really have sex.
And they've been married for 7 years. Sorry to ask a question. Has it been 7?
No. Think about has it been 5 years? 5? Because think about it. When did Craig get kicked out of their wedding? How long ago was that?
I've had a little less sex than you'd think.
A little less going on in the sack.
Oh, sorry. What did you think about Craig's wedding? They haven't had sex since Craig busted their wedding open?
I think 5 years, 2021.
Oh, my God. Craig. Every time you bring up Craig's wedding, Craig's behavior at Kyle and Amanda's wedding, it's one of the most mysterious things I've ever thought in my life of what Craig did at that wedding. Okay, so hyperbolic or not, he knows what he's doing when he says 7 years. And Jesse told us, this is now backed up by more evidence by Jesse being like, I don't think they've had sex in years. And now Kyle is saying 7 years. And I think you're right. Maybe they have sex on Christmas Day. Maybe they have sex on Amanda's birthday. But other than that, 2 times a year, he's like, I'm not.
Like Lisa and Ken.
Yeah. Ken's birthday. Maybe they have sex on Ken's birthday for no reason.
On Ken's birthday, yeah.
Yeah, on Ken's birthday. No, but he goes, he goes, no attention, no friendship, no partnership. And I don't really feel the need to like overly defend Kyle, I'm have empathy for everyone in this situation, but I do understand why he's like, I'm still trying. And the other person is completely checked out. And I'm getting mixed signals that we're going to couples therapy and stuff. So he's bummed out. He does get a little angry. Lindsay's like, don't get angry again. Like, what the hell? You're wiping dried fucking blood off your hand from slamming your hand on the table. Like, please, can you chill?
Slammed his hand too hard.
I'll say this. Amanda and Carl's hug was so beautiful. Carl goes up to Amanda and he goes, I'm sorry, Amanda. He goes, I was just trying to have your back. And she's like already hugging him. It's like, you don't need to apologize to me. Are you fucking kidding? He's like, I just don't think it's cool how he speaks to you or how he throws tantrums like a little fucking baby at the dinner table every single summer. She's like, you don't need to explain anything. I'm just giving you a hug because I love you. I want you to know I love you. And I thought that was very, very sweet.
Yes. And then we have another group. Everyone's like scattered. We have West, Sierra, and Jesse on the porch. And West is like, this is so 2023. And Sierra goes, we are so back. And he sort of grimaces. And she goes, you didn't like that? And he's like, oh, no. And I was like, what was that?
I think he's so this whole theory will get completely fucked when we talk about next week. But I do think it's like what we've been talking about for the last 2 or 3 episodes, that he keeps kind of being like, hey, you know, I am not articulate, but what I'm trying to say is that we're kind of, things are moving really quickly and a lot of people are very invested. And I think it just, it caught him a little off guard to be like, we're so back. If you took it like him and Sierra are fully back.
Yeah.
That's what I thought he was.
It was a strange thing to bristle against because he's the one that said, this is so 2023. And she said, we are so back, which is sort of just a catch-all phrase, I feel like. So I thought that was just a strange thing to note, and that she clocked too. Like she was like, why don't you like that? Like, what do you mean? And he's like, oh.
Yeah, he was kind of, I mean, yeah, it was like sweet when they came out. They were like, where's Westling? And he was like on his phone trying to like decompress or whatever. And they kind of like rally around him. They get him a tequila and soda.
Yeah.
I thought it was sweet. I didn't, you know, I didn't really understand West's, you know, reaction. I thought he maybe thought she said, you're so back or something. And he was like offended, but we're so back is pretty innocuous. So
I know. It was
I
weird.
don't know. I don't know why he pushed back. And then Lindsay tells the entire table of people that is left, like Bailey and Levi and Amanda. She goes, Kyle cried because he felt deserted by you, and Sierra told him the news about you wanting to separate, and that's why the outburst happened. They're all like, oh,
right,
that makes sense. And Amanda doesn't mind at all. She's like, yeah, I knew he wouldn't take to that at all. That he wouldn't like the idea of us being separated. And she goes, Sierra kind of just voiced what I was thinking, you know, like she's glad that she did, I guess.
Yeah. It's like she needs Lindsay to bring up that she's pissed about Vegas, and she needs Sierra to propose that they separate. Like she needs like talking heads to express what she's thinking instead of just being like straightforward with him. So it's kind of like, I'm always like, come on, like get some energy. Let's say what you mean. Like, let's talk about your feelings. Like it's always like, she's always in the passive mode. And that's why it sucks again, that like Kyle is so psycho and can't handle his shit. And because I'm like, there are 2 sides to this tale. Like you guys need to talk about what the fuck is going on. And it's like, it always gets spun out. And that's why I was like, they need to go to therapy, but that obviously didn't work for very long.
Therapy. Oh my God.
I mean, it's too late.
It was like going to Dr. Melfi for Tony. It was like, it made him fucking worse. Like, I don't know what the hell happened. Reverse therapy. But Bailey does say really quick, she goes, I did not hate angry Carl. Anyone else? And they go, what? And she goes,
she's like, those dog tags had me barking.
She goes, I was barking over there. She goes, his hair, his heaving breathing. She was like, I did not hate that at all. In fact, I love it. This is my husband over here. She went on about how attracted she was to Carl.
Yeah. Is this how far away is it when, did we miss that when they were trying not to get Carl to go find Kyle again, that Bailey's like, I'll make out with you again?
We missed it. Turtle Time fucking blew it. Yep. When Carl goes, he goes, take my dog tags, Bailey. I got to go back in there for round 2. I'm so pissed about Kyle. And she goes, you don't go in there. She goes, you can make out with me if you want. And he starts to laugh. He's very, very, you know, it's funny. They all go, make out with Carl again. But I think he's
like, on second thought, maybe that would be a good option.
Yeah.
So that was funny. Then we get, reveal that Kyle has blood all over his pants. He cries again to Ben. You know, he's like, I wish I could handle my emotions better. I got to talk to Carl. He's a mess.
I didn't see his pants soaked in blood.
It was like a splatter.
So, okay. So he cut his finger. What? Like, I'm sorry, but you have to say, if Carl didn't punch him in his face and there's blood from that, I need to know why there's mysterious blood all over Kyle's pants. He needs to say, hello, I am sorry. I crushed the can of passion fruit and it bursted all over my, maybe he didn't want to.
Safety issue for Loverboy.
Oh, okay. Open and shut case. I know why Kyle didn't say why he got blood all over his hands, because he squished a Loverboy can and it fucking annihilated his fingers. I didn't even see the blood on his
Class
pants.
action.
Oh my God. He's like, he goes, that would be horrible for Loverboy. Don't say it. He goes, at one point, Ben is like, he wasn't going to get a residency. It's just a manager. What didn't you realize? Oh, let me hold you, Kyle. Gosh. Oh, you're so wonderful. And Kyle's like, I could have handled my emotions a little better. But now I'll talk to Carl.
Yes.
What did they? Oh, yeah. And then KJ's talking to Carl, and he's like, dude, I thought you were gonna hit Kyle. Everybody thought it. It looked bad and dicey for a minute.
Yeah, they're like, we just want Kyle to grow and do better. Okay. Now there was a quick snip that had me screaming, where in the entryway, the camera had to sort of be like, vroom, vroom, because they were out of the shot for a second. But Amanda comes out. West is there. She hugs him and she's like, oh my God, you pulling up your chair next to me. And then they hug and he's like putting his fingers through her hair. I think she like lightly is perhaps weeping. He kisses her head like 3 times, like smooch, smooch, smooch. She goes, I love you. And there's almost like, if you read the body language, to me, it was like, there was something expressed between the two of them where they looked at each other and he sort of says like, okay. And it was giving like, we'll talk later. Like something was exchanged there that I was like, there's something going on, which I haven't really been playing those games thus far. And this was the first time where I was like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah. I think this is the moment they fell in love, to be fully honest.
I think they already were.
Oh, I don't. Well, I mean, I don't, because we've talked about that every week. But tell me why.
Well, I just think I felt in my bones. I mean, how fucking familiar their touch was. I was like, this is an undeniable crossing of the Rubicon of the summer house friendly touch, I'd say.
Damn.
Like, it's quite intimate. If I walked into a room and saw that, I'd be like, ooh, like, sorry, should I leave? And I'm telling you, I just think there was something in how he reacted to her leaving where it was like, we'll talk about this later. Like, there was something that was giving, like, I know what you're putting down. Like, we don't have to say it here. Like, we'll talk later. Like,
Okay.
we have more to say elsewhere.
Okay.
That was my impression.
All right. Well, you will be singing to the choir. I mean, I'm sure. I hope I won't be considered a bad person, for my take. But I thought that it was quite possibly this is when that they were like, this is undeniable. Like, I think when West did put his chair next to Amanda's, it was expressly to defend her from the onslaught of her awful husband berating her. And in any other circumstances, people would think that that was a noble thing to do. I'm sure everyone in that moment thought it was noble until you know the truth. Unless you think that they secretly are actively in love with each other or sleeping with each other in this moment, which I thought that we had come to the point where we didn't think that anymore. But if we do, that's fine. I'll accept it. I understand. But if you don't have that lens on it, I think it was just in that moment admirable to be like, look away from your wife that you just said fuck you and focus your rage on Lindsay Hubbard. If so, for me personally, who does not think that they were in love until this moment right here, Amanda valuing West, who came to her defense against her husband who she hates, is a thing that could make you admire someone to a level that's way deeper than a friendship. And so I'm kind of agreeing with most people just by saying that I think it happened now. I mean, this is the moment when I think that they fell in love. And I guess think about that. If this was now, how would people think about it?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like always hard to put an actual pinpoint, because I think this is obviously like maybe the most dramatic instance that we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. But this has been happening, where he's been defending her for, weeks when the bathroom scene was like a month ago. And that was when we started to be like, like he's being quite supportive, you know, but we were like not willing to throw the timeline that far back. So I just think it's like, at what point do you call something an emotional affair? Like what has to be stamped, like what has to be said, you know? But it's like, whether or not they had expressed it to each other, those thoughts were being had, and we may never know the truth of when they acted on it for the first time, but this was one of the first times on camera that I'm like, that's something.
Yeah.
You know, like you're like, whoa.
And I think less of it, like I'll just say, like I've told you, I really do not find friends touching each other and rubbing their hair or like doing any, like I've been on Molly with my friends, and like you have no idea the kind of shit that we've done. Wes kissing her 3 times, like I've seen him do that. Like that's like I have seen him kiss other people like that. Like, and I didn't see the rubbing the hair fingers through the hair, so that's kind of a big one, like a massage through the hair. I will grant you that, but I'm just saying I have a little more leeway in terms of friends kissing and touching, and it's been kind of hard for me to get in the mindset, like the sort of like I just can't fully get into because of what we talked about with summer house entanglements or them touching and stuff, that I just fully can't separate what I just think is what 2 friends could possibly
But even
do.
you agree that this was something special. This was the first time that you're like, oh, I see.
Yes, because of West coming to her defense in that moment. Yes, I think that was the action that could have incited love within Amanda. And so it's going to be interesting to watch the future, because then if you just take what I just said and then you look at next week and you're like, that's fucking bad, which I'll get to. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it.
Shocking. This show fucking rocks.
It does. It does rock. But so I think most people, I just want to end this. I think most people will agree with you. I mean, people just kind of think all of the worst now about West and Amanda, and like, so I totally allow, because they lied. I totally believe it's possible that it happened earlier, like that this is now like, hey, we've been flirting, like now. So I don't want to discount that at all. Also, because I know that I'm wrong 90% of the time, but that's just my opinion on this moment.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be like puritanical, like she is a betrothed woman, she cannot be hugging on a man. Like, I don't think that. I just think she probably knew at a certain point, that I think was before this, when she was having certain text conversations or meeting up for drinks, where she was sort of like, I know this is bad. Like, you have an internal gauge of when you're like, this is kind of inappropriate. Like, I should take a step back. And she took a step forward.
Yeah. If you're sexually attracted to your friends while you're in a relationship, it's something that you really have to think about. It's like, how sexually attracted am I to them?
Do I need to take a step back? Do I need to take a cold shower?
Do I need to have a cold shower every time I see my sexy friend that I love while I'm in a relationship? I agree with you. Okay. Okay. Kyle and Carl. Finally, they go, hey, or Kyle's like, I got to talk to you now. Because it's simmered down. The pot stopped boiling. They've returned to their
so quickly.
Senses. Yeah, I mean, this was probably an hour of them doing all these combos and stuff. But yeah, they simmered down, and Kyle's just crying. He's a puddle of tears. He goes, I'm a mess. Carl, I'm a fucking mess. I'm sorry I said you need Vagisil for your body. And he brought him a non-alc. He brought Carl a non-alc.
An olive branch.
That is so sweet. And Carl goes, I've never been that heated towards you. I'm so sorry, Kyle. And Kyle goes, you needed to get it out, my friend. You had to unleash on me. And Carl's like, I didn't even care about the soft bar shit. I just didn't want you to scream in Amanda's face, and I wanted to tamp you down a little bit, but I love you. It's instantly so sweet, especially if you know their history as we have for the entire run of Summer House. They're just brothers, baby. We've seen the future, and it looks bright. for these two boys. They love each
DJing
other.
at Soft Bar. He's embracing his DJ career. Carl's like, I want what's best for you. Again, says you absolutely cannot say fuck you to your wife. Like, please God. And he's like, I feel like she was eating it up. And he's like, she never supports me. She never stands up for me. And Carl's like, that makes me sad. But he also wants to double down on the Vegas conversation where he's like, I don't think she likes the idea of you going to Vegas. And he was like, Kyle's like, I think she does. She fucking loves when I leave. She can't stand me. Every time I leave, she's fucking thrilled. And when I get home, she doesn't even say hi to me.
She loves it. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. From his viewpoint, it's true. I can imagine a world where he comes home and he's like, honey, I'm home. We're all good. And she's like, I'm not fucking talking to you. I hate you. He's like, okay, well, sorry.
Walk the dogs.
Oh, walk the dogs. Reese and Ryder. Walk the dogs. Amanda goes, thank God the dogs weren't here. They'd be howling and barking. Reese and Ryder. Oh, yeah. And then Kyle goes, she hates my guts. She goes, she was smiling at me. He reminds me of Tony Soprano at the end of season 1 when his mom is being wheeled out. Do you remember this moment? She's going to the hospital and she's got a thing on. And he goes, she's smiling. Look at her fucking face. She's smiling at me. He was like, he saw some
one of
fucking
the most wretched women ever put to paper.
Cheshire cat. She's got this Cheshire cat grin on her face. She was smiling. He goes, well, I'm sorry, but I love you so much. And yeah, it's great. Oh, and then Amanda, you have to say this. She's in the room with Mia and Sierra, right? Around the same time, having her own conversation.
Yes. Sierra, again, is tucked into bed, supporting Amanda. They're holding hands. I'm like, every time it happens, I'm like, put that on the board for numbers of minutes wasted of Sierra supporting Amanda through this hard time. And this is where Amanda's like, I didn't even say anything when he said F you. That was the worst part. And she's going through like, what would I tell a friend going through this? I would be like screaming at my friend that you have to get out of this, like, what are you even thinking, entertaining being in a relationship like this? And they're supporting her. And they're, I think at one point Mia's like, I can't believe that Amanda has to go home and deal with this.
Yeah.
Even more when she gets home.
I want to go back to that moment because I did think my favorite moment almost of the episode was when Kyle goes down with Carl and he goes, guess what? The boys are back. 2 friends forever. He goes, I've got a little bit better of a relationship with Carl now. And Jesse goes, oh, great. So now it's time to patch up things with Amanda Batula. And Kyle's fucking face drains of color. He seriously did not think that he would have to apologize to Amanda. I swear he thought that table of people would be cheering and screaming that he got done. And Bailey goes, yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's time for you to make it right with Amanda right now, too. And I just thought Jesse kind of voicing that, all things considered, was just very interesting to hear how he's just like, your work is not fucking done. It's kind of like how West has been chastising Kyle. He's like, go apologize to Amanda. What the fuck are you thinking? So then that leads Kyle to go in to the room.
Right. Yes. So, and he's very like sort of like tail between his legs. He's like, it is awkward because she's in bed between Mia and Sierra, and she at no point like endeavors to say like, can we have the room or can I leave the room? Which is a little like just another instance of her being like, fuck you.
It was,
he has to like grovel in front of your friends. Like that sucks.
I mean, it was a horrible apology. I mean, it was
but he was like,
I give him, obviously you can't apologize with 2 people who are like silent right there next to Amanda. She was just giving him obviously nothing. He was like, I thought we'd sign the contract together. He's like, oh, it was going to be a beautiful moment, but that kind of stuff. You did give me a grin like Nancy Marchand in Sopranos, but be that as it may, I shouldn't have said those things. And then he's like, I just feel like we haven't had a partnership in a long time. And she's like, yeah, I know. She's like, right. I know.
She's like, I need some time. And so, at no point is he should have been like, can we go talk or something? Because if he wasn't able to do it in front of the girls, he should have been like, is now not a good time because
he didn't even
it was like worthless. No, he didn't. And she didn't even if his apology was good, I don't think she would have cared. So it was like worthless when he leaves. She snickers to the girls like, "Where was the apology?" And Sierra's like, "I don't even know what the fuck that was." And this is where we get the classic Kyle muttering to himself, which we've discussed whether or not that's like a tactic where he's like, I get all eyes on me for a second to just say my internal monologue.
No, it's a tactic, and it's a violation of the summer house ethos. We said it before.
I kind of love it.
Oh my god, it is so.
He's just muttering around. It's insane.
He's like, I know. I've been on the show long enough to know that CCTV cameras are watching me, so I'm going to give you my confessional, my perspective early, so that I can get my take in here. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant breaking of the fourth wall. That's not technically a fourth wall break. He gets to just say whatever the hell he wants. And I mean, I didn't really think what he was muttering was so valuable. I like that he's able to mutter his take. He's like, oh fuck, Loverboy. She doesn't even know Loverboy. I had $100,000 loan. The monthly payments for my team. I was like, okay, all right. You got your. Yeah. He goes, but he does say, it's not a partnership. She secretly, I think she fucking hates my guts. It's all the same. I mean, he said the same fucking shit over and over again.
Yeah. He says, he's like, she's too scared to get out of this relationship because she can't handle doing anything herself, which I think is probably true. Like, it's scary to, if you have a condo or a $10,000 a month apartment that Kyle pays for off of Loverboy, and she is like, I will have to set up my entire own solo venture. Like, that is a big, to be in a marriage and then to be alone is a scary thing. So I believe that she is scared to leave, for not just because of the relationship itself, but just for practical reasons. Like, so many people don't break up because they don't want to have to live in an apartment and not split rent.
Tell me about it. No, seriously, it's hard as shit. And also, I said the Bravo stuff too. There's a whole other layer to this that we don't even think about. All the businesses. Spin-off. The spin-off is in the air. There's so much shit. We don't even fucking know half of it. This is iceberg theory. There's 90% of the shit that we don't even fucking know what the hell is going on between them. I'm not a fan of muttering. I'll just say it. I don't think it's right that Kyle gets to have. It's not natural. And we only do it because we're like, Kyle's a mutterer. And it's like, no, he's not. He just mutters for his side of things. But
why do I think that he is a mutterer, though?
Oh, fucking damn it. God, fucking damn. He does seem like a mutterer.
Like God, eating cookies at midnight, muttering.
These cookies are good. No, because he muttered when he was drunk, which when we do our Summer House rewatch, one of the most celebrated Patreon series of all time, we're going to talk about Kyle muttering because I'm sure he's done it for years and we're just noticing it now. Now he doesn't let the drunken night be his excuse for muttering. He's like, I'm gonna fucking mutter now. Jesse, what did he say? He made me apologize to my wife. God, do they even know what I'm fucking going through right now? It's funny because you have to allow it because I think it's quite possible that Kyle does mutter. They're like, oh my God, you should have heard him muttering. So he mutters his little ass off. He's like, oh fuck, shit.
Were you shocked that everyone was going out after this?
Yeah, no, it puts you back in the where we were. Like, they were just supposed to have a dinner. It was the freedom dinner.
Right.
We were at the freedom dinner and this happened.
It's been 84 years.
Yes. Oh my God. No. Yes. So I was just like, okay, no, you got shit to do. They're going out. And Kyle's like, fuck. He's like, oh shit. It's just so you know, I'm going to go out, but not in a real way, just because I think I should. And she's like, I'm not talking to you right now. I mean, it's like that apology wasn't good. I don't even remember what, she doesn't say anything. He's just like justifying why he's going out. And eventually he apologizes for going out that night because he didn't think that Amanda wasn't going, that's his excuse for why he goes later.
Also, if you notice, the door might be broken again, which is maybe a sign of things to come. The door is like, this group is fractured. I will no longer be operating. I
think it's weather oriented. Do you know, my door swells? Yeah. My door swells in hot spells. And so that's what we say around my house. And so, yeah, our door is shit to open during the summer. So I bet if a cool breeze or like a rainy breeze happens, those things inflate like a fucking inner tube filled with water.
When it rains, my kitchen door, I have to pull it, pull it up or down. Like, it turns into a whole thing. It fucking sucks.
I hope I'm not talking about my landlord badly. Bless his soul, he listens. But he had to shave our door down because it was getting so inflated with shit. So
God forbid, God forbid. Funny, visual. They cut to the kitchen when some people are coming home. Kyle's in his underoos, holding his junk. Sierra gets a good laugh. Jesse, they're doing their late night snacking, and he goes, he's really reminding Kyle that there's an issue at hand. He goes, "Where do you think you're going to sleep tonight?" And Kyle goes, "In my bed, bitch." And he goes, "Where are you going to sleep?" And Kyle jokes, this is for the audience, in future audience. He goes, "LOL, what if Jesse was like, yo, I'm trying to sleep with your wife?" And Jesse goes, "I would never say that." And West is just like, ha ha ha. Then more sleep. Where you're going to sleep humor. Jesse invites Sierra to do a sleepover in him and West's room. He goes, "Me and West can share a bed," or, any combination is on the table. And West is like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, she goes, "He's saying you guys can share a bed and I'll sleep on the other bed." And West goes, "I'm not agreeing to that." And so he's like, just kidding. Prank. And it's weird. And I don't think she ends up sleeping in there, but.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell was going on here. I was like, late night talk. I was like, what the hell is Jesse talking about? Like, he's so confused by West and Sierra's new rekindling that he's making a lot of awkward jokes about it, and everyone is, but he specifically is making a lot of them, and it's the kind of jokes that West is talking about. Like, can we just ease up for a second? Like, what are we playing, bed games now where Sierra sleeps in one bed and you and I sleep together? But then when he says I would end up sleeping in Sierra's bed, he's like, just kidding, don't fuck me up over it.
This is what I'm saying. These are the hazards of being willy-nilly with being flirtatious and being like, haha, like, let's make out. Just kidding. Like, when it becomes confusing at a certain point.
Yeah, I guess I'll blame Wes and Amanda. They made this frivolous frivolity of jumping in beds and touching hair, this beautiful fun. Like I said, my friends in the desert on Molly. I'm like, they made it. They made it. Now you look at everything again. Like they ruined it. We could have had fun. There could have been touching.
Summer should be fun. All right, so let's go to the morning. Kyle is trying to, he's like, "Sorry for going out. I didn't mean for you to be here alone." Amanda does not respond. West and Jesse are talking about how hanging out on the porch felt like old times. He reveals to Jesse that when him and Sierra made up and had that conversation, that his first joke back in the friendship was that he said, "I knew you weren't going to make out with Jesse." And he goes, "And it landed." And Jesse's like, "Aw." He's like, "I know that I misread the situation, and sorry if that whole thing was uncomfortable for you." And West is kind of like, he shrugs, but he doesn't really say like, "Of course, don't worry about it." He was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, no, I thought that joke was really mean. I really thought that was horrible of West.
Because
like,
I'm telling you, West was pissed about Jesse wanting that.
I remember. I thought it was weird then. I thought it was really, really odd. I thought that it was perfectly excusable that Jesse said, "Could I possibly kiss Sierra? Or, you don't have feelings for her, right?" And then West, I thought instantly that's when he started to touch Sierra and start to get in his feelings and started regretting it and stuff. It reignited his feelings for Sierra, or something about Jesse wanting to date her was like, "Oh God, I don't want that. So what am I feeling about this?" So
right. I think, as we said at the time, bro code for thee, but not for me, which he then took forward to say no to bro code for Kyle. So complicated. West has a complicated relationship with the bro code, apparently. Then we get Lindsay and Amanda sort of rehashing the night. Amanda says Kyle tried to apologize this morning for going out, but not really for what he did. This is where Mia and Sierra have the conversation about. Mia's like, "I can't believe Amanda has to go home to this shit. Imagine what he says to her at home if this is what he does with us." And Sierra says, "It makes me not want to be Kyle's friend. I told him at the club last night, something has got to change. This is like unacceptable. And you guys, cannot go forward like this." And then Jesse and West talk about Amanda and Kyle. And West is like, I think space would be amazing for them. And Jesse's like, I feel like that's just one step towards breaking up. So everyone's talking about it.
Yeah. Wes says, I don't think Kyle would deal with saying we're going to take some time off. He's so dramatic and he throws tantrums that I don't think that he could tolerate that. It would just be like the road to breaking up. But Wes is like, but I think they need space. It's like I
think she needs her own place.
Yeah, he's like, can she have an apartment
with some windows?
Can there be a doorbell there that I can ring a ding ding to have sex with her?
Doorman, let me up.
Excuse me. No, but I think that they're all right. Like, I mean, yeah, they need space. I think they need. Yeah. I think this is bad. And so, but we know the future. We don't even need to think about it. It's like they realized it. Excuse me. Let's give Sierra credit for the coolest party in the world that was also a secret ode to Winter House.
Yes.
Wink, wink, bravo.
If you know, you know.
Wink, wink, bravo. I think we need Winter House back. There's just too much drama for one house. It needs to spill over to the winter.
I could see the key art clearly. I loved Sierra's makeup where she did the little sunburn blush. I was like, that is so tea. I love it. Unfortunately, Sabrina does join.
Yeah, but Sabrina was dressed like a cast member on Winter House. I didn't know that Sabrina was waiting in a hotel for them to say when she could come. She's been just staying next to the summer house this whole time, I think, because she doesn't live anywhere near. But Ben's like, yeah, I just called her. She's leaving the hotel and she's arriving right now. But they all do various looks from Winter House. One of them's Austin Kroll. One of them's Craig when he was throwing money down. Remember when he had that lampshade on his head and he goes, how much money do you want for the bedroom, Kyle?
Yeah. The guy from Below Deck that Danielle threatened with a knife.
Oh my God, that one guy who was so fun. I forget his name. Oh my God, when I was shipping, hair. when I said Schwartz and Katie from Below Deck are getting married.
Floody.
So I thought this was it. This was après-ski in the sky, but the theme was so clearly bring back Winter House. I loved it. It was so fun. They are all dressed beautifully. Jesse brings steak and potatoes to Lindsay and West. He goes, you guys didn't eat the steak and potatoes. You should have some of this. Oh, and Lindsay, another all-timer. Sometimes you want this. Sometimes you don't. But sometimes you want this. And she goes, what about when Sierra said that you're the one she loves the most? What the hell did you think about that? She's like a journalist getting the scoop. She was like, she said love. She goes, I thought that she would reserve that word for maybe Amanda or Mia, but no, you. She said love about you.
She has her fedora with the press paper in it. She has her pencil out. She's like, interesting. How did you feel about that? Jesse's like, yeah, that was pretty offensive for us all. And West goes, yeah, I wasn't expecting the L word. And she's like, how did that make you feel? And this is where I don't even remember what he says in the room versus his confessional, but he says, it's crazy that they get along so well and had to pretend for 2 years that they don't. And you can tell something has shifted by the time he's doing his confessional, because he's like a little more like stern about it in his confessional, or like, I think he's like, it feels good to be back in her good graces, but it's a lot to process. And it seems like he doesn't really know what to do next. And this is where Lindsay goes, you've certainly got a certain something. You're really hard to hate. And he's like, thanks.
Yeah, no, he loves it. I mean, he fans his head or whatever. But yeah, Lindsay wanted that exclusive, and she didn't let it die. She was like, say words. How are you feeling? She said she loves you. What does that mean? I agree. His confessional, he was kind of like, I don't know what he was, trying to say, but I think it's the similar sentiment, like you said, of being like, we're going far down, the road, but he's also trying to say it in the most respectful, wonderful way that he can, while being kind of inarticulate in his confessional.
Yeah, it's a problem. Okay, so then we get those Matt and Katie people come, Andrea and Lexi. So we're getting some in the city appearances. Sierra gives them all a cheers and says, don't get too drunk because we're going out tonight. There's ice luge. There's like a ski slope with all their cardboard cutouts. It looks pretty sweet, gotta say. Everyone's dressed really well.
Oh, yeah. Ice luge.
Hell
Big
yeah.
tunnel of snow that you can walk through. It was awesome. This is one of the coolest parties. Hot cocoa and marshmallows. No, really. Like,
Yes.
this is some of the coolest shit I've ever seen. And I mean, this is the classic summer house of tee you up for next week. You know, like we're just getting the start of this wonderful party, right? By the time
Yes.
this episode ends. So we're all at this party for the rest of the episode. At one point, Dara goes, "Look at me, I'm on a snowmobile." And Wes goes, "Dare I say, you look the hottest anyone has ever looked in this house for months." She goes, "God damn." She goes, "Thank you, Wes. Holy shit. Thanks for
Yes.
saying something like that."
Yeah. And then she brings up, like, how have you been doing? He goes, obviously better since me and Sierra made up. And she goes, just saying, in my wildest dreams, maybe you guys would get together. And he doesn't really say anything. It kind of cuts away. And then on the other hand, Jesse and Sierra are having a one-on-one where Jesse says his thorn of the summer was when she was upset with him, and his rose is her and West being besties again. And he also is trying to get the scoop. He's like, did you guys ever have a conversation that, you're just friends, so act accordingly? Or is that just a stipulation that I need to follow? And she's like, no, we haven't. We've only been talking for a week and a day. We have not had that conversation. And he's like, so you just like being flirty with him? And she's like, I don't know. It's pretty fun. And he's like, you're sick, you sicko. You love it. And in her confessional, she says she's a little afraid of West's, what she's seen before is that he'll act one way and then flip and be like, I love you, just kidding. I actually don't want anything to do with you, which she should be worried about.
Yeah. She's like, he's making positive steps, but she's afraid that he will flip-flop, which, this is exactly what she was worried about. Yeah, Jesse's reaction to this is also interesting. He was like, oh, I now realize that you weren't interested in me at all. He was like,
Yeah.
He really was like, oh, there was no chance of this, like completely. And then
Yeah.
I said this last week or 2 weeks ago. I was like, it's underrated that Jesse kind of came in this summer having feelings for Sierra and trying to act on them, although flippantly. And him getting his ass handed to him, being like, Sierra's like, no, I enjoy West's company. They joke about Jesse, kind of to him that he had no chance with Sierra. I want to ask you really quick, how's your Jesse meter nowadays?
Well, I did want to share that he said at the show that he has a crush right now.
Oh.
He was like, so that's fun. No, I mean, I think it is ultimately charming that he's doing this. I think it's fun when people like Luann or whoever, I'm like, if you can sell tickets and this is what is the most fun thing, then like utilize your time, your 15 minutes. Like you're never going to be able to do this again, potentially. Yeah. Do it now.
Yeah. And I meant also like, do you like him on the show more now?
Yeah, I was I did bristle against that. It's so crazy how different reality was when he posed that question, because I did say it was fucked up for him to ask Wes that, and now like that seems like the smallest potatoes of all time, but I stood by that it was inappropriate. But yeah, he's sort of always on a sliding scale for me, but I have found myself charmed by him in the Amanda Goes West era.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm glad that sort of there has been a sort of reclamation of Jesse. It got rough. Everyone was like, "We were never Jesse stans." I was like, "Oh, sorry, I missed it." Okay, we don't like Jesse now, and now everybody's like, "Guess I'll start. We fucking love you. Jesse's the best cast member in the world."
Remember what Kyle's comments looked like 6 weeks ago? I remember bringing up a video of him walking the dog, and everyone was like, put a coat on the dog, you animal. And now his comments are like, King Kyle bought a stock case of Loverboy this morning. So, it's always ever-changing. Speaking of ever-changing, the fucking clip from next week is insane. It's the ski party in full bloom. Carl and Lindsay have a heart-to-heart, which she has alluded to doing press and says that it's like a major like moment for us to move forward. And I don't think we even talked about how close they've been in the past week or two. At the Vulture party they were dancing, there was a photo that Kyle posted of her carrying her baby and looking up at Carl so lovingly. Something has obviously shifted because she hated his guts so hardcore, and now it seems like they're extremely friendly. And I think this conversation that's coming next week might have been a turning point.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, she forgave him. You know, I always held out hope that they would get to a good place again, and they are like, I'm telling you, she was. I've never seen anything like it. She was spinning around on her and Carl both were spinning around on Kyle's turntables. Like they're like, we're the OGs, we're the OGs. Look at us having fun. Yeah, so that was great. Underrated aspect that they can find forgiveness with each other. I think that's going to be sweet. And then Sierra goes, guess what? West and I kissed. And then they show footage that they didn't show us all season. I cannot believe that they had this the entire time that they waited to give us this now. It's West and Sierra kissing on that same bench.
But we don't know when it was.
No, we don't know when it was. They're alluding to a kiss. Sierra mentions that they kiss in this next week on, but then they show the footage, but we don't know when it was. They just have kiss footage that they're giving us.
Don't you think
now.
It's possible that it takes place at the end of the party?
Oh, I do. I didn't know when it happened.
Yeah.
I assumed. I assumed. I assumed it happened. It's happening post.
Like it hasn't happened yet.
No,
that we've watched.
No,
Right.
I think it happens now. I think it's going to happen. I think that she's going to be referencing it, and then they're going to cut to it, and maybe we won't see it happen in real time. But obviously,
Fucking
Wes can say all he wants about, I don't want to be, or we're moving too fast, or I just want to be friends or whatever. But obviously making out with Sierra, that's giving some major, signals. And obviously no wonder. I mean, it's no wonder. It just so compounds the amount of hurt, obviously, that Sierra would have, thinking that this was actually a possibility, or, that there was a future between them.
He's the king of wanting his cake and eating it too. He's like, why can't I have it all?
That's like like a king.
Yeah.
Did you say
he's
king?
The little king.
Total. It really is like a little king. Wait,
He is giving little king.
I want my cake. Wait. I want my cake. Having his cake and eating it too. Was that originally said about a little king?
I could picture it perfectly.
Yeah, it's like it evokes a little petulant king saying, "I want your cake as well."
Similar to Marie Antoinette saying, "Let them have cake," which I think is debunked.
Let them eat cake. Yes, and she said, "Yeah, no, that's what the French to stir up the French." Sorry, like a hornet's nest. They were like, do you hear what the hell Marie Antoinette is saying? They said that she gets to have a big koi pond and a bunch of pugs walking around. And she said, let them eat the cake that they have lying around. So
she's like, I got my own fucking problems. They can deal with their own shit. And then, there's at one point in one of the heart-to-hearts with Mia and Sierra, she goes, the problem is you really like him. So I'm excited to see, obviously the kiss, that's insane. And I need to know more. And also conversations that are being had about how, because we're always like, can they even be friends? Are they even capable of being friends? They've never been just friends. So Mia making her be honest about like what is going to happen now? Like, what are you thinking about this? Like, what path forward is there? And then also a tearful heart to heart between Kyle and Amanda that seems like it's like about the end.
Yeah. So is in the city might be just dealing with the aftermath of Kyle and Amanda being done. I know. Like, I wonder if it'll just completely bleed into that show where it's like, okay, we're on this new show. Now you're going to witness us separating and trying that out. I wouldn't have even thought that would be the focus. I thought we'd even wait till the end of that season, maybe, for Amanda and Kyle to get there. But now it seems like they could possibly be dealing with it. Wait, so that's That's
How are we
next
going to talk
week.
about the Summer House finale and the In the City premiere? How is that even possible?
Wednesdays just got a hell of a lot better on Turtle Time. Now, In the City is going to take the place of Rhode Island and Atlanta. Those need to go to Friday, which we've talked about. And now Wednesday is a fully Summer House focused episode of Turtle Time. That's a lot.
Huge.
Um,
All right. Well, we'll see how we handle that. Follow us on that journey. Finale next week is going to be major. If 2 hours wasn't enough for you and you want more, as we always say, we have a Patreon where we recap Vanderpump Rules from the very beginning. We are on season 9. We also do a monthly movie episode for the movie tier. Other than that, we always say rate and review, please. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram and, do all that stuff.
Yeah. Villa Rosa VIPs, we need you. I want to read the comments. I want to see how you felt about all this stuff. I value our Villa Rosa VIPs so much in their feedback. YouTube, you know what to do. Spotify comments, keep doing what you're doing. Those are great. And then Apple Podcasts. I know it's hard, but just log in and give us a flippant 5 or a core 4. We love you so much. Goodbye, everyone. We love you with all of our hearts.
Bye.